Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. In this video, we're going to look at our chapter 7, topic 7.1, inequalities. We have two learning standards in topic 7.1. In this video, I would like to focus on our first learning standard 7.1.1. Compare the values of numbers, describe inequality, and hence form algebraic inequality. So this is your learning standard, what we're going to learn in this video. Compare the values and describe inequality and form algebraic inequality. So this one is your exercise question from your textbook, Self-Practice 7.1a. We just need to fill in the boxes with the symbol greater than or bigger than and symbol less than for each question. And after we fill in the symbol in the boxes, we need to write the statement which is greater or is less than. So the first one is negative number must always less than any number that is positive or 0. So we need to write down negative 6 is less than 0. We write from left hand side to right hand side. 1/7 and 1/4, which is less than. How can we compare fractions? We need to make sure our denominator in the same number. So we can just cross multiply where we can get 4/28 and 7/28. So we have 4/28 must be less than 7/28. And we write down the statement 1/7 is less than 1/4. Question C, 0.4. We compare with 0.072. Obviously, 0.42 is greater than 0.0. Okay. So the statement is written as 0.42 is greater than 0.072. Question D, 4.5. Compare with square root of 4.5. Obviously, 4.5 must be greater than. So write down the statement. 4.5 is greater than square root of the same number. 10 centimeter compare with 50 millimeter. You must be careful with the different in units. So we must make sure both number must be in the same unit. So we can compare with 10 cm with 0.5 cm. So 10 cm must be greater than 0.5. So your statement is 10 centimeter is greater than 0.5 centimeter. And 1,200 gram compare with 1.6 kilogram. Again, with different unit, we must make sure the units are the same. So 1.2 kilogram compare with 1.6 kilogram, which is less than. So your statement is 1.2 kilogram is less than 1.6 kilogram. So that is how you comparing the values of number. Second part from our learning standard, which is describe inequality and form algebraic inequality. These two number lines are from your textbook. So how can we describe this number line? How can we compare between a number How can we compare a number, which is 4, with a variable, which is x. Recall back from our chapter 1, we have number line, and we know that everything on your right hand side, this one is right hand side, must always be bigger than your left hand side. So we have x on your right hand side. That means x is greater than 4. Everything on your right hand side must always be bigger than your left hand side. So our symbol is x is greater than 4. So is it okay if we write 4 is less than x? Is it okay or is it true? Yes, it is true. 4 is less than x because 4 is on your left hand side, which is always lesser than your value on right hand side. So 4 less than x. Both statements are okay, are true. Both statements are true. Depending on your question, which statement that you need to use. If the question asks you to use greater than, so this one is the correct statement and this one is the correct symbol. If the question asks you to use the statement less than, so you use the less than, 4 is less than x. So depending on the situation or depending on your question. Look at our second number line, where we have x on your left hand side and your 8 on your right hand side. So again, we know that everything on your right must be bigger than anything on your left hand side. But here we want to write our x first. We want to compare x with a number. So we want to compare x with a number. So x is on your left hand side. So x is less than 8. So x is less than 8. So that is how you write down your inequality when you are comparing a variable, which is x, with a number. Is it acceptable if you write down 8 greater than x? It is acceptable, but when we are I repeat, when we are comparing a variable, which is x, with a number, we always write down x first. So this one is the correct way of writing inequality when you are comparing a variable with a number. Now we look at our exercise question, self-practice 7.1b. Based on the number line, describe the relationship between y and 12 as an inequality by using is greater than. So in this question, it's already specifically mentioned you need to use the statement it is greater than. So we need to use greater than. We know that everything on your it always apply the same concept. Everything on your left hand side must always be smaller or less than your right hand side. But here we want to focus on greater than. So between y and 12, which one is bigger? Which one is greater? Your right hand side is greater. So how can we write our relationship? 12 is greater than y. So our inequality is 12 greater than y. Question 2. Based on the number line, describe the relationship between 3 and b as an inequality by using less than. Hence form an algebraic inequality. So again, we want to focus on less than. Less than must be on your left hand side. So left hand side is your lesser then your right hand side. So we focus on 3 is less than B. So your algebraic inequality B, 3 less than B. So you need to read the question carefully. If the question doesn't mention which inequality you need to use, greater than or less than, the question doesn't mention. So you can choose how you want to write your algebraic inequality. What is algebraic inequality? Algebraic inequality is where you use inequality symbol. Where you have inequality symbol, so that is your algebraic inequality.